memory changes again. Lights dance across the gymnasium floor and music blares as I step through an archway made of silver and gold balloons. It is the night of the school dance, and I don't know anyone here. I'm wearing the new dress my mom helped me pick out. Dark blue satin that flows out at the waist. With my long hair pinned up, I hardly recognized myself when I looked in the mirror. I wanted to stay home, but my parents forced me to go out and make friends. I didn't want to disappoint them. I spent the last hour standing against the cold cement wall, watching the floor fill with people dancing and laughing. I check my phone from time to time, pretending I'm waiting for someone, but it's just an empty lock screen. Maybe this was a mistake. Something keeps me from leaving though. Sam mentioned he might be here tonight. I texted him a few hours ago, but he hasn't responded. Maybe he hasn't checked his phone yet? When the music slows down and the crowd disperses, I leave my spot at the wall and make my way through the dance floor searching for him. It takes me a while, but the moment I see him, my heart drops. There he is, with his arms wrapped around Tyler, slow dancing. There is a sinking feeling in my stomach. Why did I come here? I should have stayed home. I shouldn't have texted him. I turn away before anyone sees me and rush toward the gym doors. The night unfolds around me as the loud music muffles, letting me breathe easier. The parking lot lit up by a few street lamps seems so still compared to the dance floor. It's misty out tonight. I should head home before it turns into rain. I think about texting my mom to pick me up, but it's too early. I don't want her asking me what's wrong. Maybe I'll walk home and sneak into my room. My heels are starting to hurt, but I ignore the pain. As I make my way down the parking lot, the gym door swings open, followed by a voice I recognize immediately.
Julie!
I turn around, and it's Sam, looking more serious than usual in a black suit.
Where are you going?
He asks. Home.
In the rain?
I don't know what to say. I feel like an idiot. So I force a smile. It's just a little mist. I'm from Seattle, remember?
I can give you a ride if you want.
That's okay. I don't mind walking. My cheeks are warm.
Are you sure?
Yeah, don't worry. I want to get out of here, but Sam doesn't move. I try again. Your date is probably waiting for you in there.
What?
He stutters a little.
Taylor isn't my date. We're just friends.
There is so much I want to say, but the knots in my stomach keep me from speaking. I shouldn't feel this way. Sam and I aren't even together.
Why are you leaving so early?
I remember him under the colored lights, his arms around Tyler. There is no way I can tell him the truth. School dances aren't really my thing, that's all. Sam nods and slides his hands into his pockets.
Yeah, I know what you mean. They can be pretty lame.
Does anyone have a good time at these things?
Well, maybe you haven't gone with the right person.
My breath catches as I take this in. Even from outside the gym, we can still hear the music through the walls, melting into another slow song. Sam stands at the door, rocking back and forth on the heels of his dress shoes.
Do you not like to dance?
I don't know. I'm just not very good at it, and I don't like people watching me. Sam looks around us. After a moment, he smiles a little and holds out a hand.
Well, no one's watching us now.
Sam? I start. His familiar smirk appears.
Just dance.
I hold my breath as Sam steps forward and takes my hand, pulling me close to him. I never imagined my first dance would be like this. The two of us swaying outside in the school parking lot. His face is slightly dewy from the mist, and I inhale his familiar sweet scent, resting my cheek against his chest. As I move my hands onto his shoulders, he notices something.
What's this?
The paper cherry blossom It's tied around my wrist with a ribbon. My cheeks feel warm again. I didn't get a corset, so I made one myself.
I gave this to you.
I know you did. Sam smiles at this.
You know, I wanted to ask you to the dance tonight, but I was worried you'd say no.
What makes you think that?
Because you never texted me. That day we met at the bookstore,
I squint at him, thinking back. But you never gave me your number. Sam drops his head, chuckling to himself. What's so funny? I ask, slightly annoyed, as he takes my hand. He plucks the cherry blossom from my wrist and begins unfolding it. I start to protest, but fall silent when it's just a sheet of paper in his hands. Inside is a note with Sam's name and number. Oh my god, I never thought to open it, I say.
I guess that's my fault.
We both laugh at this, then my smile fades.
What's wrong?
It's ruined now. The paper is torn and wet from the mist.
Don't worry.
Sam says.
I can make you another one. I can make you 1,000 more.
I put my arms around him as we continue our slow dance in the parking lot, listening to the music through the gym wall as the mist swirls around us like clouds before it shifts and fades into a clear night sky. And the memory changes again. Clothes fly out the second floor window as I run onto the lawn that's covered with my father's things. My parents have been shouting for the past hour, and I can't stand to be in the house anymore. I always knew things would end eventually, but I never expected it to happen so soon. Where else can I go? I asked Sam to come pick me up, but he isn't here yet. I feel the neighbors watching me from their windows. I can't wait around any longer. I turned down the block and started running until everything disappears behind me. I don't even know where I'm going. I keep running until nothing looks familiar. It isn't until I reach the edge of town where the farm grass stretches toward the mountains that I realize I forgot my phone. A pair of headlights shine down the empty road. As I move out of the way, the car slows to a stop in front of me, and I realize it's Sam.
Are you okay?
He asks as I climb into the passenger seat.
I showed up at your house, but you weren't there.
If I remembered my phone, I would have sent him my location. How did you even know where to find me?
I didn't. Just kept looking.
We sat in his car with the engine humming for a long time.
Do you want me to take you home?
Sam asked eventually. No.
So where do you want to go?
Anywhere else. Sam starts driving. We circle through town until we lose track of time. Shop lights turn off one by one as the roads begin to darken. With nowhere else to go, Sam turns into a parking space of a 24-hour mini-mart and shuts off the car. He doesn't ask me anything about what happened. He just lets me rest my head against the window glass and close my eyes for a moment. Before I drift off, the last thing I remember is the fluorescent light of the mini-mart sign and Sam laying his denim jacket over me as I fall asleep. I wake up on the grass at golden hour. Sunlight warms my cheeks as I push myself up and look around. The trees are full of hand-folded blossoms. Hundreds of them, tied up with long strings, swaying in the breeze like willow. Once I'm on my feet, I notice a trail of petals leading toward the sound of a guitar playing in the distance. I follow the sound passing through a curtain of paper blossoms and remember where I am. Our secret spot at the lake. The place we've met 100 times before. The moment I break through the trees and catch the sunlight shimmer across the water, I find him there waiting for me.
Julie!
Sam calls my name as he sets his guitar down.
I wasn't sure if you were coming.
I wasn't sure you'd still be here, I say. He takes my hands.
I'll always be here for you, Jules.
I don't question this, at least not right now. We sit near the lake and stare out at the water. Clouds move slowly across a pink sky. Sometimes I wish the sun would never set, so we could stay here enjoying each other's company, talking like we always do, laughing at inside jokes, pretending like nothing could ever go wrong. I look at Sam and take in his face, his beautiful smile, his black hair that sweeps across his forehead, his tan skin, and wish I could freeze this moment and hold on into it forever. But I can't. Even in a dream, I can't seem to stop time. The clouds are thickening above us, and there is a strange rumble beneath the earth. Sam must have noticed this too, because he rises to his feet. I grab his hand. "Don't go yet." Sam looks at me.
Julie, if I could stay with you, I'd never leave.
"But you did leave.
I know. I'm sorry.
You never said goodbye."
That's because I never thought I had to.
Out of nowhere, a wind sweeps in from behind us, as if it's come to take him away from me. Behind the trees, the sun starts to fall, casting shadows across the water. It isn't supposed to end like this. This was just the beginning. Our story has barely started. My heart pounds inside my chest. I squeeze Sam's hand harder to keep him from leaving. "This isn't fair. This isn't fair, Sam." I start, but my throat catches as I feel tears forming behind my eyes. Sam kisses me one last time.
I know this wasn't part of our plan, Julie, but at least we had this time together, right? I want you to know, if I could do it all over again, I would. Every second of it.
If the end is this painful, I don't know if this was worth it all. My grip loosens as I think about this. "I'm sorry, Sam," I say, stepping back. "But I don't think I can say the same." Sam stares at me as if he's waiting for me to take back my words. But there is no time left. Sam starts to disappear before me, dissolving into cherry blossom petals. I stand watching as the wind picks up and pulls them through the air. Before he's completely gone, I reach out to grab a single petal and hold it tight against my chest. But somehow it slips through my fingers and vanishes into the sky, just like the rest of him.